Welcome to the Books, Beards, Booze podcast, where we talk books, drink booze, and have beards.
All right. As always, I am Bob who tells by Bob.
I'm the Ask the Podcast, Derek.
I'm super spoopy. Creative consultant Tanya.
Fair.
You frightened
I'm
me.
wearing skull leggings.
Oh, I thought we were
skull
just...
with
they're
headphones
they're
on.
headphones. Yeah.
I thought you were just scary because you're a serial killer.
Well, that too. That too.
I like to think that if we've been around her this long, she probably won't kill us.
Yeah, we're clearly not her type.
Right.
So
Or I'm playing the long game.
You ain't got that kind of patience.
True. True.
Yes.
I mean, you ain't even got enough patience to wait for a door to open.
Yeah. You're not going to live that down.
Why?
I'm going to a show tonight where I want to see everyone, and I'm going to tell
no.
everyone about your door experience.
Bonk.
Pigeon.
Pigeon.
It's a better nickname than the other nicknames.
If you heard that fart from the other room, I don't know if the microphones picked that up.
I don't think they did.
That was roommate Corey. All right. That was a trumpet. All right. So, got a bit of news. So, as we know, New York has a rat problem.
Do they?
Yes. Yeah. No, they have quite the rat problem. Not just Tekashi 6ix9ine either.
Hey,
Oh, that's topical.
the memes are fun.
They are.
I understand that reference.
Yeah. Did you see where Snoop Dogg pointed out that Tekashi 6ix9ine has snitched more than Martha Stewart?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's
I've
great.
seen that meme where it's
Accurate.
like,
Yeah.
baby girl just ate that sentence.
Yep.
Yeah.
I love
All right. So, so they have a radical potential solution to this rat problem.
Big cats? Are they going to put cats in the sewers?
No.
Rabbit cats.
Well,
Sea
then
cats.
they're gonna have a cat problem.
They probably...
Okay, so...
Then you have a dog problem.
Wait, there's a song that goes like that when you're a kid. You swallowed a fly, so you swallowed a spider, and then you swallowed the bird to... Like, you
Yeah.
swallow the cat to catch the bird,
Yeah,
to
what is
catch the
that?
spider, to swallow
Yeah.
the fly. And I don't
Yeah.
know why I swallowed a fly. I remember that from like
Rats all
second grade.
die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swallowed a horse to catch the dog, to catch the cat.
Which that was always a weird look. Like why is the horse the
I don't know, that
natural
doesn't make-
predator of a dog?
Because you can stomp a puppy. I don't know.
I guess.
If you're a horse, of course.
Horses are terrible people.
They're
Horses
really
are
just
scary.
big. They're really just big dogs.
Maybe that's why they stomp on regular little dogs.
Could
Like,
be. Could be.
Maybe
Anyway,
they're just trying to cuddle with their bone feet.
their fingers. Those are fingers. Yeah, the
What?
hooves. A horse's hooves are fingers. The rest of the fingers have evolved away. Each hoof is one finger. Yeah, I learned about that at DragonCon. Yeah, horse evolution is fascinating.
Did I show y'all the picture of the Thomas the Tank Engine hot dog creature that Ryan sent me?
No.
What
Oh,
the
man!
actual
What? He sent the
fuck
art?
is happening right
Remember
now?
when we created that monster, that creature?
Oh, yeah.
And we were like, "Hey,
Jeez.
Ryan, you need to art this." He sent it to you, but not me.
Look at it. Here.
Oh my god.
He's like, I don't really know what was happening, but that's what I was thinking. I was like, look, man, I
Oh
was
my
in it.
God.
And I don't even know really what
Yeah.
was happening.
Wow.
He's like Thomas the Tank Engine with his weird little hands, and you see the little, looks like ketchup, but that's his little tail thing. It was weird.
Yeah.
I love it.
All right. There we
Okay,
go.
keep
Ryan.
going.
Thank you.
Sorry.
All right. So our news. They're going to drown them in booze.
Huh? What?
Yeah, it's a new rat dunking gadget. It's called an Echo Meal, and it's created by a private company called Rat Trap Inc. And what it does is it tracks the rodents with food and then drops them through a trap door into an alcoholic substance, which apparently knocks them out instantly.
How do
And
you
then-
not keep your,
And then they
like,
drown
homeless people and stuff from drinking rat booze?
because it's going to be filled with dead rats.
Oh, like, okay.
No, apparently they tested it and like they're like, "Oh, does it work?" And the guys like dumped out a bucket of like 50 dead rats.
Well, I mean,
it-
it makes sense. You put a beer out and catch, like, bees and stuff.
Yeah,
Kill the bees.
What?
catch me if you
What?
depending on the beer.
If you need to catch, like, bees and shit,
Mosquitoes, you can make a mosquito trap with yeast in a 2-liter bottle.
I know
I've made
that,
those.
but I've
you
never...
can catch fleas with water with a little dish soap in it. Put it under a light. When they jump towards the light, drowned.
Huh.
The actual...
Animals, they're stupid.
You walked
into a door! Bitch.
I'm an animal, and I too am stupid. Everyone's
right.
gonna go, I don't understand that story.
Tanya walked into the door. Long story short.
It was. I wish I had been there.
Yeah.
It was a big door. Wait, that doesn't help me.
No.
No.
No, it was a glass door with a bunch of stickers on it. Yeah. All right, so this week's episode is brought to you by the Ilderon Tales, an exceptional D&D experience that you don't want to miss out on. The Ilderon Tales are a collection of stories happening simultaneously inside a vast fantasy landscape filled with undead horrors, elemental phoenixes, and warring nations. So go to ILLDERON tales.com to follow along with all 4 interconnected campaigns, or you can find them on YouTube directly. Just search Ilderon Tales and stuff will pop up. And this is our buddy Brandon Kennedy, and it's our latest sponsor, and we love him.
Yay.
Yeah, dog.
Where
So, it's spoopy season.
I hate that y'all say that.
Spoopy.
I hate
So
you
we
so
decided
much.
that we were going to talk about the best monsters in fantasy.
I got a hot
Dun,
take
dun.
for y'all. Can't wait.
Ooh, I'm excited. So I got
Wait.
a list.
Yeah.
I think I have the most on my list, so I will start us off.
Okay. I'm gonna be so mad if you pick one of mine.
Like maybe once you guys start talking about them, I'll think of some. Because
So this is the easy. This is just the
Okay.
Cthulhu.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean that
But yeah.
hugely influential. Just a terror beyond space and time that doesn't notice us enough. It's going to destroy the world, but not even care that we were here because we're not even worthy of notice.
yeah,
We're
that
just
makes
little
sense.
ants.
Just him waking up causes more sensitive people like poets and artists to go insane. Yeah, just him waking up, rolling over, going back to sleep causes madness in people. Like, just Cthulhu, no big deal. And that's my low tier.
I'm sorry, you're what?
My low tier.
How's that your low tier? Because it's under the water.
Under the sea, under the sea, under the sea.
Okay. Tiny brief segue.
Oh,
Do y'all have like default hold music in your brain? Where like if you're like a buffering sound, if you're thinking about something and do you have like a soundtrack that's kind of like you're both looking at me like I'm real weird.
Yeah, because you are.
'cause you're real weird.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
real weird.
You don't have
No.
like a
No.
Can you like?
hold music
What's
for your
your
brain?
hold music?
Dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
I guess the closest thing, sometimes I will just say, like, Three's Company 2.
Yeah, it's just kind of like that default, like, my brain's on hold, and I'm like, do, waiting on thoughts, and so it's going to be that, or a wee woo, from, like, SpongeBob. Patrick going, wee
I've never
woo,
actually
wee woo.
watched SpongeBob like ever.
But
Well,
you did the Under the Sea, and I was like, ooh, that's really close to my brain's hold music.
Yeah,
So hopefully someone else listening to this is going to go, oh, I know what you're talking about. I, too, have a hold music, and it's this.
No, I don't have like a standard one. Basically, it's whatever song's been stuck in my head recently.
what song did I get stuck in your head the other day? Some 80s song.
No.
Don't you want me?
Don't you want me, baby? Fuck! Don't you want me? Go!
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah. We played, like,
Hate
half
it.
of that song when
It
we had to
wasn't
get out
even
to unload the
half.
car. And so then the rest of unpacking her, helping her move was
I
that.
I have for like the past month and a half had the opening song to an anime called Demon Slayer playing endlessly in my head. I think this entire time, but I just managed to like block it out when I'm actually doing real thinking, and then as soon as I stop thinking, all I hear is that fucking song.
Ooh, so that's your hold music. That's your background sound.
Right now, it has been like that's,
Background sound.
but it does change. Like other times, like I have other songs that'll be stuck in my head, and then that's what
We
it
went
is. Anytime I
sideways.
don't.
That's
Yeah.
my bad.
What's your monster? First monster. Is this your hot take?
No, this my
Okay.
hot takes last.
Okay.
The Nothing from the Neverending Story.
Ooh.
So
Interesting.
it's a movie that I really liked. Also a book. It's by Michael Ende, E-N-D-E. It could be Indy, but
Oh, that's really
Michael
weird.
Ende.
The never-ending story.
oh, never-ending story. But yeah, just like this evil, remorseless, faceless embodiment of the void that's just destroying everything. Just love it.
Yeah.
Love it. Because you can't do anything.
Well, and so
Theoretically, you can't do anything to defeat the Nothing.
Yeah.
It's coming.
that's kind of like
Yeah, it's good.
So I plan to, like, as I'm going through some of these like talk about why they are so scary.
Yeah.
And but like that, like this the remorseless. You cannot do anything about it.
It's gonna
of the
get
nothing.
ya.
It's going to get you. Like, that's what makes it so terrifying. Like,
Rhythm is gonna get you. Rhythm is gonna get you.
Derek, what do you have?
I think my see. I was not prepared, but now that you've mentioned things, I'm thinking of things going, oh yeah, that's so. One of my favorite like monster-y things from books that I've read is, I think my favorite is the our Fades from Wheel of Time, the Eyeless, because the look of the Eyeless is fear, and I love them. They are super cool. They move like snakes. They have cloaks that don't move with the wind. They have the eyeless stare that when they look at you, you freak slam the fuck out and are absolutely terrorized. And they have really cool like black swords that apparently when you like if they hit another sword, then there's like big fire cracks and sparks of lightning and shit. That's cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
I love them.
Yeah.
Snake bodies.
Yeah. Derek will get this reference. The monsters from the Warded Man.
Super creepy.
Okay, so in this world, at night, as soon as it becomes night, monsters just spring up out of the ground. There's like specific types. There's like rock monsters, flame monsters, and stuff like that. And so like wood demons, like I think they call them like stone demons. They're all called demons, yeah. So it's like wood demon, stone demon, flame demon, and they just appear. And what people have to do is they ward their house like during the day. You ward your house because if your wards are not strong enough,
then those things are going to come and get you.
They come and get you. Yeah, it's like humanity is losing.
It's
against these. It's just the seeming inevitability. Like humanity is on the losing side. They cannot you can't. No one has ever been able to kill one of these things.
Right.
They just correction. One group has, but theoretically you can't kill these things. I mean, even if you killed one, just more of them spring up out of the ground, kind of deal. Yeah. So,
do you like that book?
Yeah, I did. Yeah. I wasn't big on how it ended, not from a craft standpoint or like plot standpoint. I just like it left me butthurt. It's like, oh,
yeah,
poop on them, poop on those guys. I didn't like them. But yeah, no. So it's just the bleak. Oh my God, we're all gonna die-ness of it was really cool. It made them real scary.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
What you got, Tanya?
The creatures that we never see in Bird Box.
We picked the same one. I picked Bird Box too.
Yeah. Because are you Derek? Okay, so I read the book, which it's also a Netflix show.
I haven't seen the show, but I've read the book.
I haven't seen the show either. But like, there's something out that just poof shows up, but if you see it, you go fucking insane and murder everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
So then they start like blocking the blinds, wearing the blindfolds everywhere, and then this lady, our character that we follow, like she gets pregnant. She doesn't get pregnant. Someone in her house was pregnant. The lady gets dead.
No, she was pregnant too. They were both pregnant.
Are both of the kids hers?
Yeah. No, one kid is hers and one is the other woman's. But
That's right. They got pregnant. They go into labor together, and our lady is like covering her eyes so she doesn't go insane, but the other lady doesn't cover her eyes because the things have come up into the attic, and they like. Because Derek, if you saw the thing, you would come up to be like, "Hey, Bob, you need to come out here and see this stuff," and you would like trick Bob into going out there so you can both go insane and murder each other.
Life. I don't want to watch this.
But we never get to see what it is because she can't see what it is, and we're viewing this world through her. It's all this creepy, just
Nope.
You never know. You never know if one might be in the room.
They could literally be right next to you, and you don't see them because you're blindfolded.
Yeah.
She hears them. But you can't look to see
I don't think she ever even really hears them. But what she does is she takes... I thought
it was one time she was out towards the well and kind of heard near...
But she takes a dog around with her.
Yeah.
So that the dog can kind of like keep an eye out for her.
But then the dog goes fucking nuts.
Yeah. So like, yeah, no.
I'm not watching this.
I don't know about the show. I don't know. But that's the book.
Oh, we just spoiled everything.
Yeah.
But no, that just is super creepy.
And what makes that so terrifying to me is just the unknown. It's 100% unknown.
Oh,
yeah.
You never get any idea of what it could be. No one has any idea.
She never like reaches out and touches them. So like, when do they go? Is it safe? Do you just spend the rest of your life in these blindfolds because you don't know?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was so good.
Because what if these things can crawl on the ceiling? You know?
Yeah.
Or what if these things are incorporeal?
Yeah.
You know?
What if it's here in the room, but our brain doesn't see it until it sees it, and then we just fucking snap and be dead?
So you could never really be sure. Like, you might close the door and, like, feel around everything, but for all you know, it's on the ceiling the whole time. Or it's incorporeal, and when you take off the blindfold, boom!
Yeah. It was a really, really, really good novel, but also just the creatures are just so scary because there's so much we don't know about them, and they could just make you lose your whole fucking sanity and
fear of the unknown.
Yep, murdering all the people.
Yep. Creepy.
Love it.
Derek.
I can't think of anything. Now, I'm like thinking about the books that I've read.
Okay.
There's not a ton of like scary creatures in them.
I think you're going to be real happy with my hot take.
Yeah. Well, all right. So I got one here. This is my number 2.
Okay.
The Shadow from Wizard of Earthsea.
Okay.
So for those who haven't read it, this isn't going to really.
Who is this by?
Ursula K.
K.
Le
Le
Guin.
Guin.
Okay, thank you.
This isn't going to really
I wrote an article
spoil
about
much. Ged the wizard tries to do a spell that's beyond his capabilities, and he summons a thing up that he shouldn't have been able to, and it kills somebody, and it proceeds to like chase him, like it's implacable. It's always after him. Like, so he leaves and goes like way the fuck away, hoping he's escaped it, but it eventually shows up, and he keeps fleeing from it, and it's like the Nothing, but on a personal level. Like,
Oof.
he tries to fight it and does nothing.
Oof.
It just follows him everywhere he goes and tries to kill him.
Jeez.
And
Jeez.
I don't want to spoil. It's really, once you figure out what it is, it's one of the coolest reveals in fantasy. But it's low-key terrifying. Just it's always fucking after him.
I have one lob
Okay.
and then my hot
Okay.
take.
Do your lob.
Shelob
Ugh,
from Lord of the
ugh,
Rings.
Oh God. Fuck
By
yes.
Tolkien. It's just a giant spider.
Yeah.
There's nothing really to it. It's just a giant spider. But what scares me the most, other than it being a huge fucking spider, and when I read the books, but I saw the movie in theaters before I read the books, and so I was not prepared for that jumping out spooter scene. But like you get cocooned and you're not dead.
Yeah.
You're just
poisoned and
you're just
paralyzed.
I am about
unconscious.
that life.
Like, you're not necessarily unconscious. You're just paralyzed and you're cocooned, and then she comes and sucks your blood out of you. Ugh.
Well, really, she's not sucking your blood. She's liquefied your organs and is sucking the liquefied organ goo out of you.
Yeah, like a Capri Sun.
Yeah. I just gotta say, cocoon is one of my favorite words.
Cocoon. Did you ever see that movie? The old people?
About the old people? Yeah.
so
I
I
was
just
real young.
Yeah,
Yeah.
same. I just remember old people in pools.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Aliens, old people, pools.
Yeah.
Weird glow. Nudity, maybe?
Old people nakedness.
Old-
yeah.
naked old people? Yeah.
Yeah.
Weird movie.
Okay. All right. What's your
Okay.
biggie? What's your big boy?
Well, before you do your big boy,
Okay.
this is, again, I haven't read a ton of things that have like things that actually freak me out, so it's kind of hard to think of stuff. But I did read I Am Not a Serial Killer.
I am not a serial killer.
Yeah, you are. But
That's a hot take.
for those, neither of you have read that book,
No.
have you?
No.
Dan Wells.
Yeah.
But you said that's they have all the traits to be a serial killer, but they know that, so they're actively not trying to
resisting
kill
it.
people.
But then, like, people start dying around them, and they are the only person that is like noticing. Basically, there ends up being a creature in that book. That like there's a supernatural element that
bet.
comes,
Neat.
and the main character kind of like just stumbles across it as a serial killer. So he's like, well, guess I can kill this thing though, right?
Oh, dextering.
yeah.
Yeah.
From what I
Yeah.
remember, that's kind of how it goes.
That's great.
But
I've always meant to read that.
It's been
Just haven't
years
gone
ago
to
since
it.
I read
I
it.
dig it.
But I do remember just the idea of like this kid who has got enough shit on his plate, and then all of a sudden, like, this very unsuspecting creature starts killing shit. And you have no fucking clue where it is, or who it is, or what it is. And it's just like, oh, look, there's this thing that's just killing, like, just
Yeah.
because it's in, current day. It's not like it's a fantasy setting, really.
Yeah.
It's super weird.
I don't know. I'm with it.
kind of creepy.
Okay, Bob.
All right.
What's that big boy?
The Slake Moths from Perdido Street Station.
China Millville?
China Millville. Book won a ton of awards.
Yeah.
So, it's a difficult book. I don't recommend it to everyone. It's like new weird fantasy. Just incredible world building and imagery. But it was at times somewhat of a struggle to read for me. But it was really good. But part of it was these slake moths are these creatures that a drug hits the streets and people are like, oh man, this stuff's crazy. Like, what is this stuff? It turns out it's slake moth shit.
Oh, poop.
But the slake moths are like created by the government. Perdido Street Station is fantasy, but it's almost steampunky. So like the government had created these things, but they keep them imprisoned, and one gets traded to a mob boss, and he is selling the poop because it fucks people's world up. But anyway, the slake moths feed by basically eating your brain without actually eating your brain. So you're still alive, but it basically eats.
What, like wipes your brain?
Yes.
So you would have like, it eats your memories and your knowledge and,
ev-
who you
and
are as a
everything.
person.
And you cannot get it back either. You can't it
no.
just like you basically are in a vegetative state. But still alive.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's what makes it
my.
so terrifying. And also they're like virtually impossible to kill. Like you can't fucking kill them. They can fucking fly, and they feed on brains but leave you alive.
Oh,
It's
that's
the most terrifying
awful.
thing ever. It's like locked in syndrome almost, but I don't think you're even aware enough to realize that.
Jeez. Fuck that.
Yeah. Slake
Ugh.
moths.
Ugh.
Fuck them.
Get some raid. Hang up big lamps, and the moths will just zap themselves on.
Kind of like you walking into a sliding glass door.
Walked right into that.
Literally.
Like the door.
Jeez. Okay.
All right. I'm hyped for this hot take.
Scariest monster
Oh, here we go.
I've ever read
I know the
Okay.
answer.
in a book. You know the answer?
Go ahead.
What is it, Derek?
Go ahead.
No.
Go ahead.
You know the answer.
Go ahead.
Dolores Umbridge. For Harry Potter and Order of the Phoenix by J.K. Rowling.
I knew it was going to be a
Okay.
human. That was
Okay.
where I was going.
Okay.
The
I mean, clearly in those books, the
Evilest.
scariest one is Aragog, the giant spider in the forest. 'Cause
uh.
all giant spiders are scariest.
No.
But, yes.
That was a good. He wasn't a bad spooter.
Yes, he was.
But Dolores Umbridge, like, the worst aspects of a person and just political power. She's incredibly ruthless, just outright cruel, brutal, corrupt, devoid of any moral or ethical center, and yet continues to get more and more power. Her peers don't see her evilness as
Yeah.
for what it is. She is no good or bad. There's only power. Like, she attempts murder via the Dementors. She tries to kill Harry Potter. Bribes. She tortures children. For fuck's sake, she's like championing the ethnic cleansing of the Muggles. Like,
Yeah. The whole, like, I will not tell lies where he's having to write it and it
Yeah.
carves into the back of
Yeah.
Harry's hand. Like,
Just
that's fucked.
actively evil. Because, like, I don't read a lot of horror.
Yeah, that's
For real. And so a lot of the stuff that I read doesn't really have a lot of monsters in the creature sense. But when it comes to shit that's real fucking scary, just humans like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
man.
that's what I figured was coming was humans.
What about what is it, Koloss?
The Koloss, I thought about them, but they don't really scare me. Like, they're intimidating and would kill me, but they don't...
I don't think they're necessarily evil. I mean, they're just monsters.
Yeah.
Like...
Well, I don't think it has... Like, the creatures in Bird Box, I don't think they're necessarily evil. I think they just are.
True.
See, now, because if we were allowed to use, like, humans that are just, like, evil, too, like, one of the things that
She's a monster.
Okay, well, the thing that really messed with... Like, one of the things I don't like, or... Let me rephrase that. I think it's a really cool idea, but it's also, if I was in that world, be fucking terrifying, are the Bonds Magi from... from...
Lies of
Loch Lamora. That shit's terrifying. It's
Yeah.
a guild of mages who have basically carte blanche to do whatever the fuck they want because everyone in the world knows that if you kill or hurt one of them, literally the entire world's mage population will stop what they're doing and come and destroy you so utterly that there will be nothing left of you or your line. So you basically, if someone buys a contract on you, you can't do anything because if you do, you're just going to die anyways.
Love it.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Oof.
Yeah.
Your moths thing.
Yeah, no, I think
That's a real life fear for me. It's like I watched my granddad lose a lot of his mental capacities, but then he would have these moments where he could realize what he lost, and that's just terrifying to me.
Yeah. It's one thing to lose it, another thing to realize you're losing it.
Yeah, to know you're losing it.
Yeah. One of the characters gets like partially. So like they are more functional, but like it's basically like their body is more functional than most people. But
so you just become like an organ farm.
Their
basically.
personality is completely gone, and the guy is in love with her, and he keeps hoping that it'll come back, but doesn't. Yeah, no, Slake Moths, man. Fuckery of the highest order.
That's fucked up.
Yeah. You know, we didn't even touch on none of us picked, like, Frankenstein or Dracula.
I've actually never read any of those books.
I've read Bram Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
And the push I figured,
Oh, I know. Yeah, I've read Frankenstein.
Yeah. Or The Island of Dr. Moreau, another thing filled with monsters.
Pinocchio's scary to me.
Yeah, but see, the thing about that is, like, the way those books were written, they didn't scare me.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, no, they didn't really scare me. And
yeah, it's hard for something that old to really scare someone nowadays when you can go to a movie theater and see giant alligators underneath the house.
Well, I feel like that it's just, and this is a purely craft thing, but it's just like the way stories were written back then don't work for me now. Like it's not gonna get me to feel the things they want me to feel just because of the way it's written. So
yeah. So yeah, I hope y'all out there enjoyed some of these and you got inspired. But ooh man, that Slake Moth sound crazy. I'm gonna go read Perdido Street Station. And if you liked it, if you like it, good. I recommend it to you. If you don't like it,
it was Tanya's idea.
I warned you. It's not the easiest read.
Will it be better on an Audible?
I don't think so. I think actually it'd be worse on an Audible.
Are there any scary things in like Stephen King that you guys didn't mention? Because I've never read any Stephen King. But I mean,
well, no. Because here's the thing. I said fantasy.
Oh, you said fantasy. Well,
and so I stayed away from horror. Like Bird Box is technically horror, but it was. I threw it in there. But I said fantasy.
Right. Okay.
And so I avoided there's all sorts of shit.
See,
if you're doing horror.
Well, see, that was
horror.
That was my thing. It's like most of the fantasy books that I've read haven't had strong horror elements, unless I'm just completely blanking on them right now.
I mean,
that's why I was a little confused. But
you could argue it has fantasy elements.
See, that was what I was going to say. A lot of Stephen King stuff does.
It's like a shape-shifting, time-jumping, cannibalistic.
Not
necessarily.
It doesn't jump time. It just
hibernates. That's
ageless.
Right.
It hibernates for like 27 years ago.
Shape-shifting, cannibalistic.
Appears as whatever you most fear.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean...
joke's on them. He's going to appear like being alone. Ooh.
Savage.
Yeah.
Savage.
Sad boy.
Well, I think that's why he preys on kids mostly.
Because what are you gonna do? Be a big old stack of bills, bitch?
Bitch owls.
What do you want to be? A sliding an automatic front door?
Hey, Tanya's not afraid of them. She will run right into that
She
shit.
will smack it with her face.
Yeah.
And battle it away.
Fearless.
Fearless. Well, yeah, no, I specifically didn't
Yeah, but I
go
was
horror.
just
'Cause, like, no, I mean, Stephen King's. I mean, there's
But doesn't
book
he-
after book after book.
Well,
he
let me
could've
ask you this:
done.
does like Gunslinger count as fantasy?
Yes, it does. It's
Is
very,
there any scary shit in that?
Yes.
I imagine there's got to be stuff in there.
He actually did write a fantasy novel. Eyes
The
of the
Talisman?
Dragon. No, Eyes of the Dragon.
Oh, Eyes of the
It's
Dragon.
like straight up fantasy.
Yeah, and I've started reading that once, but I was too young.
Yeah.
I thought Talisman it went to a fantasy world, didn't it?
It goes to the world of
Yeah.
the Gunslinger.
Oh, okay.
Kind of deal. I forget what they call.
Both
that
my dad and my
world.
brothers really like that book.
There's
but
two books. It's Talisman and the Black House are
I
like
think I only read.
books tied together. But yeah. Oh, so I got a new product from Rianco.
Oh boys. What?
What is it?
New from Rianco, mini pets.
Ooh.
Ever wanted a fully grown cat that would fit in your pocket?
Always.
How about
Always.
how about a nice desk pupper?
Yes.
Well, now you can. And I've actually got one.
Big knee.
Lies.
Mr. Squiggles. He's a cat.
Yeah.
But here's the downside.
Okay,
Something
so
about-
I thought I have heard something.
Yeah,
kind of
rustling around?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I
he's a-
kind of thought it was your roommate.
No.
Okay.
It's Mr. Squiggles. So
Okay.
here's the downside. Something about the miniaturization process makes them real aggressive. So if you noticed, roommate Corey was looking kind of scratched up and rough looking. I mean, more so than usual.
Yeah, I was like, okay.
I just
okay,
thought
okay.
that you had gotten that other hobo and they had their hobo fight.
No. So Mr. Squiggles is loose in the house and has been stalking and trying to kill Corey.
But it's a super tiny.
But it's cute. Oh, it's cute as a button and not much bigger than a button. It's adorable. Mr. Squiggles.
I feel like I could just like get a tiny pupper
Yeah.
and then I could put it in like an aquarium.
You could
On my desk at
swallow
work.
it to get the tiny cat that was getting the tiny rats.
Yes, all of that. But
my
no,
gosh.
ooh, yeah, have like a terrarium puppy, a terrier.
Terrier.
Yep, and then it would just play at work, and I'd get frustrated at something, and I'd just be like, "Look at the cute puppy," and it's just like, "I'm gonna kill you." I'm like, "Bruh, you ain't."
So we're going to end on a weird, quick aside that makes fun of Tanya.
Oh,
So
As
we were
per
talking
usual.
about dogs, the noises that dogs make. And
Oh.
she's like, that dog was boofing. I was like, come again? It's like boofing.
What?
It was boof, the boof, boof, boof.
yeah,
boof.
big dogs they boof. They go boof, boof, boof.
And I was like, no, they bork. It's yip, bark, bork. That's the sound that dogs make.
No, they boof.
Bork, bork is a bigger dog. He's like, no, it's boof. I was like, boofing is when you butt chug. Like that's
Literally,
that's butt chugging.
I don't know that. Who knows that?
Apparently, Bob, because he butt chugs stuff.
Anyone who watched the Supreme Court, not Brett Kavanaugh hearing, because he had like references to boofing in his journal or some shit like
Well-
that, and they had to ask like
What is
what
this?
is that? And he was like, oh, yeah, but boofing.
Well, because like little dogs. Because my across the hall neighbor has a little yippy dog,
Beep, 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 beep. He's cute.
Yeah.
I saw him through the window, but he yips.
What kind of pupper?
white, tiny yippy.
Yeah, that's the breed. A white tiny yipper.
That would make sense because
Yeah.
Tanya's racist. So
So there's yips and there's
Barks
barks
and borks.
and borks. I can give you some borks.
some borks, but then there's a.
But big dogs, they go boof, boof, boof. That's a boof.
I think the only thing that boofs are frat guys and St. Bernards.
My girly girl boofs.
What?
Girly Girl's her dog.
Yeah. She's a big dog. She boofs.
She's not a big
you
dog.
have a dog?
She
Her-
doesn't, because she doesn't enunciate the arc. She's
She's
more like
a,
boof.
she's a small lazy dog is what not
She's
small.
like 70 pounds.
She's a medium sized.
That's a medium
She's a
sized
medium
dog.
sized lazy dog.
She's like a pit lamb.
Yeah, I
she's
was
not
gonna say
like
Lab's
a big
like a
dog.
medium.
Lab's
She's
about
like
a
70
medium sized dog.
Whatever.
Pepper was like
She
75.
bork. She doesn't
70,
bork.
80.
She doesn't go bark, bark, bark. No, she doesn't do that. She boofs.
Like, I don't even care what it's called. Literally, any dog, if they bark, I just go, arf, arf, arf. That's what they sound like.
It's fair. That's fair. That's a legitimate.
They
boof.
arf.
They arf, yeah.
Everyone arfs.
And they're all puppers. They're all puppies.
They're all puppers. They're all puppers that arf.
Yep.
No doggos.
Doggo is.
Is there a size difference between puppers and doggos?
I just always call. Well, yeah, there is, but I always call them puppies unless they're big enough to intimidate me.
Oof, that's a doggo.
That's a fucking problem because I am a large man.
Yeah.
Well, then the dog in front of you would be boofing.
No, I would be boofing my
If a
pants.
dog that's running through my yard butt chugging, he can do whatever he wants. He can do whatever he wants. He's more of a man than I am.
Right? If there's a dog big enough to...
Have y'all ever seen that picture of the pug that, like, pisses on the wall, but he, like, spins? Like, he
Yeah,
stands,
he's like on his handstand.
he handstands to pee on the wall, but, like, he handstand, like, flips himself over. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, he just, like, writes his name on the wall, basically, with his puppy pee.
How did we get to this point? Oh, the...
Boofing.
Boofing.
No, I was just like... No, it was the tiny animals.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
tiny
Rianco
animals.
product.
Yeah.
So those would be
Mini
little
pets.
arfers.
Yeah.
Really, I'm gonna think it's squeak. Does it? Oh, you have a cat.
Yeah, I have a cat.
Meow, meow. Oh, tiny little baby meows. Meow.
Yeah, I don't have a
it's
sound
more-
for...
Sounds like a tiny little chainsaw when it gets into Corey. Yeah, so Mr. Squiggles, keep an eye out. If you see him, your ankles are probably about to get fucked up.
So that explains why your front door was doing weird things when
Yes.
I came to record.
Yes.
Okay.
Need to have a ready escape.
Okay.
So, all right. That was this week. In the coming week...
Spoopy boofing.
In the coming week, as you
What the fuck is wrong with
as you
you?
spoopy boof your way into inebriation,
What is wrong with you?
I hope that you get some pleasing faps, some spoofy boofs, and may the blessing of the beard be upon
What
you.
am I doing?
Thanks for listening to this episode of Books, Beards, Booze. Our co-hosts are Bob, Derek, and Tanya. Our producer is Bob. For more information, visit our website, booksbeardsbooze.com. Follow our social media at Tales by Bob. If you enjoyed this podcast, please rate, subscribe, and share. Okay, bye.